Welcome back to Word Balloon, the comic book conversation show. John Suntress here. Got great conversation today with Emma Rios. Emma is talking to us from Spain, and we did this conversation last Sunday, but it's a pleasure to get her on, not only to talk about Pretty Deadly, the wonderful Western that she does with Kelly Sue DeConnick. In fact, Volume 2 of that is out from Image, came out last week. But we're here primarily to talk about Mirror, her very interesting collaboration with Hwei Lim. And these are two very wonderful creators. Beautiful art from Hwei Lim. Watercolors, a very impressionistic style of art, and a very interesting story from the two of them. It's a group of people on the hunt for, if not acceptance, perhaps just peace. The story of Mirror depicts an unjust system in an unjust world and explores questions of identity, purpose, and fate. Lim's artwork will keep your eyes glued to the page. It really is a feast for the eyes, and it's a very interesting story. Originally, it was going to be part of the 8-House universe, but Emma explains why she and Hwei's collaboration became its own story. So we talk about Mirror. We also talk about Island, the anthology series that she does with Cameron Stewart, and that was very fun to learn a bit more about. And, of course, we've got some pretty deadly conversation in there as well. But great chance to talk to Emma as a writer as much as an artist in this chat on today's Word Balloon. I hope you enjoy it. It is brought to you by InStock Trades at InStockTrades.com, where there are tremendous deals going on at InStock Trades. A couple involving Emma Rios, in fact. You can get Osborne, the trade paperback, Evil Incarnated. That is both Kelly Sue and Emma's story about Norman Osborn, as well as Warren Ellis and Jamie McKelvey's story about Osborn. It's 45% off, and it's just $9.34. We also talk about a story that Emma did for Island that has turned into a graphic novel. Didn't know about it until the conversation happened, and now it's after the fact I find that it's on sale and in stock trades. It's called Id, a dystopian tale that analyzes the conflict between perception and identity through the struggle of three people who consider body transplant as a solution to their lives. Really sounds great. Emma goes into detail about it in the interview. I think it's something that if you're an Emma Rios fan, you definitely would want to get. 42% off, $5.79 at InStockTrades.com. Just a couple of the great deals happening at InStock Trades. Don't forget, if your orders are more than $50, you'll receive free shipping. They make it easy with books that you'll want at prices you can't ignore. InStockTrades.com. Word Balloon is also brought to you by the League of Word Balloon listeners. Thank you very much, League, for your support. And I thank you very much for subscribing to Word Balloon, to the League of Word Balloon listeners. It's not necessary. Word Balloon is free. But if you want to help the cause out, and you appreciate the entertainment that I bring you each week here at Word Balloon, maybe you think it's worth $1 a month or the price of a comic book. Consider it, because I think Word Balloon provides the kind of entertainment in the comic book culture you can't find anywhere else. If you want information on how to subscribe to Word Balloon via Patreon, you can go to wordballoon.com and click on the Patreon ad there, or go right to patreon.com/wordballoon. There's videos there that explain what I do. Thank you very much for your support, League of Word Balloon listeners. All right, without further ado, let's pick up our conversation with Emma Rios. It's a pleasure to have her back. We haven't spoken directly since that first conversation with Kelly Sue about Pretty Deadly, so it's long overdue. I was thrilled to see that she had some other projects that were currently active. Mirror, a great example of that. Very happy to welcome Emma Rios back to Word Balloon. All right, well, first of all, I'm late, and I'm going to say this on the record because I feel bad about it, but this is how good Emma Rios is. She's very cool and gracious, and still willing to talk to me. It's great to talk to you, Emma. Welcome back to Word Balloon.
Hello. Thanks a lot for having me again here.
My pleasure. Congratulations on The Mirror.
Thank you so much. We love this book a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, tell me about it. Real interesting fantasy, very avant-garde.
Yeah, it is a weird one, right?
Absolutely. What was your inspiration for this?
Well, I think there are a lot of things going on here. For starters, Hwei and I are very close friends, even if we live in different halves of the world, because she's from Malaysia. And she's my main inspiration for the book, because I wanted to do something rather lyric at some point, or, not that the book not with a story that was under the nose or something. I wanted
Sure.
to build something together that could be, that could touch things that we both like. So the idea of the animals is because I love how Hwei drew them, and after that, we've been trying for quite a while to work together because we met in 2008, in 2008, in a workshop in Japan.
Okay.
We worked together there already, like both artists and writers, right? Like mixing our stuff, working in pairs for an exhibition there. And well, it was pretty special. So we've been like keeping in touch during all these years, looking for a chance to work together again. So this time, as I was already busy with Deadly, the idea was like that I would be mainly writing, and she would be mainly doing art, even if we saw prose from time to time. So yeah, we wanted to do something rather epic, rather romantic, romantic from the point of view of like these lost heroes, or this not romantic for for romantic interest or so. More likely like like a story, almost a conflict between technology and nature and all that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And some of my main influences here are basically writers I love from sci-fi. For example, Ursula K. Le Guin or Stanislav Lem, the Russian writer.
Yes,
And,
both of them. Yeah, wonderful writers. Absolutely.
And also a lot of manga cartoons from the 80s or shows that even with Hwei we have in common, like epic shows like Legend of Galactic Heroes or stories like The Secret of the Blue Water or stuff like that. So we wanted to do some fantasy, science fantasy somehow that could be inspired by all that stuff. Also because of 8 House, because this started as part of the huge universe of that ended to be 8 House and all that with Brandon.
Right. I saw that it originally was supposed to be part of that universe, and then you guys kind of chose to make it its own story.
Yeah, because the idea of 8 House started. At the beginning, we started talking about doing something shared with them, but it turns out that all the teams started to grow something, but each team started to work in something very big on its own. All the every people that were involved were like pretty much like super focused on their own thing. So it was like suddenly it just turned only on only independent stories, but that were connected by influences and by ideas, like mostly. But it was impossible to coordinate, or nobody wanted to coordinate anything, because what we wanted was true freedom. And then I was proposed by Image to do an ongoing with Mirror, and that's why we separated the thing and started to do an ongoing.
That's terrific. So did Eric suggest this, that it be an ongoing, or?
Yeah. The idea that we are going to do an ongoing, like, but with arcs. Each arc is going to be like, pretty compact on its own, like finishing like the story arc and then starting another one, but trying to make the world wider and do a lot of world building, because the universe of Mirror itself is quite huge already. So we're starting this little asteroid and this little colony, but there's a lot of things in the background, like the politicians and the world all the scientists come from. So. And aliens and a lot. It's pretty wide. I hope we can develop it like for quite long.
That's excellent. What kind of feedback from the audience have you received so far?
The feedback was amazing. The feedback has been amazing. It's a little book, It's not because it's not that it has like extremely huge salience and all that, but the answer and the idea of everybody, all the things we got from people were instantly cool. I mean, everybody was like so involved in it, and in the narrative. Even if the narrative, I understand that it's not very regular. Like kind of, we use these jumps, and we want to. It's as if we want the reader to be part of the story, like trying to figure out what's happening. So yeah, I was a bit worried about the reactions working like this, but everybody was like super involved on it, and the response was very emotional in general. Yeah, I'm very happy with
Excellent.
that.
No, that's cool. Compare this collaboration to what you do with Kelly Sue on Pretty Deadly.
It's very different. It is.
I bet.
Yeah, it is. I mean, Kelly and I are very close as well. We are very good friends. We read each other each other minds as well. But we work a bit differently. Like, for example, in my case, in Mirror, for example, what I do is like first I send Hwei some kind of literary scripts to discuss ideas, because it's true that, for example, maybe briefly, even if we are building some kind of mythology, it's not that you have to start to develop everything from the beginning, because it's like the world seems to the real world, even if it's in the Western or in the Great War, you know. But for example, when you are trying to create a world in science fiction, in a science fiction environment, you have to make up a lot of things, you know. So for that, the world building is a bit difficult. There are a lot of loose ends of the stuff that, you know, maybe I'm not, when I'm writing something and I create something, maybe I'm, you know, just so focused on that I totally understand. And maybe when I share this with someone else, it's not that easy for them to get it. So that's why this kind of, you know, the back and forth with Hwei to just explain to ourselves at least everything, to be on the same page is like it's a long process to, you know, to make things more nuanced. So first I sent her, some kind of literary scripts, like with dialogues, but, you know, basically with the ideas of what can happen scene by scene. And then after discussing between both of us, like, for example, but what's this creature and what the hell is he doing here? What's his purpose? You know, this kind of stuff.
Sure.
And we talk a lot, like, about the characters, because our characters are not easy to develop because none of them are, you know, black or white. Everybody
right, traditional, even represented by their animal selves, because you're giving them personalities and stuff, and, you know, the lab rat, the dog, and everybody.
And we are playing with this difficult concept about what is humanity, and actually the animals feel more human than humans.
Very, very Animal Farm, very Orwellian.
And then you find out that the antagonists are not evil, and, you know, that everybody has a reason to be doing what they're doing, or that everybody made some mistake. So these kind of things are difficult to polish. So that's why we need a lot of conversation on them. And then after having this conversation, I sent her a final script, like kind of final, and then she just slaughtered it the way she wants, because her narrative is so special and it's fantastic, and what I want, you know. It's like when she reads it, she develops all the layouts and everything. So she starts, like, you know, trying to adjust the rhythm to you know, to adjust her style. Because I'm an artist myself, so it's totally focused on how I work. You know, I even if I write, like you know, a lot based on images, on narrative stuff, like, you know, because this is what I do better. So it's like, for me, it's very difficult to separate. I have to do my own layers and all that, no?
Sure.
So when she changes the things to make them her own, then she resends the layers to me, and then I rework that with her, and then you
rewrite based on her layers.
Yeah, we adjust the dialogues together on over her pages.
Very cool.
And we decide to move things here and there. So it's like super collaborative. And with Kel, the process is very, very organic as well, but it's a bit different. Because I rely everything, like the writing is all her. We share ideas at the beginning. We talk about the plot. We try to build the characters together. But then we just like the final writing. Even if I move one text here and there, the final thing is all here. I change the narrative. I modify characters. I work a lot. She sends me like basically lines. So a lot of times he is not, even if, unless she has a very clear idea of for a page, she doesn't write a regular script like divided on panels or something. She sends me like literary scripts normally and ideas, and we work in them. And then when the stuff is drawn by me, she rewrites everything, works on the dialogues, and then we talk about it, and then it goes. So it's a bit different. It is very interesting because it has my brain like working on so many levels. It's very nice for me.
I bet. Well, both projects, I would think, because also, is it being released? I know it's brand new, and I know obviously then Image was the one that said, please do this. But have you found a Spanish publisher for this? Have you found a Japanese publisher for this?
For Pretty or for Mirror?
For Mirror.
For Mirror, no. No, because it looks like pretty Japanese, right? This time, maybe. No. We know. We have just until the trade is ready. There's no much movement about foreign lines.
Okay.
But I hope that both Pretty or Mirror can be translated to Japanese at some point. Because I like that market. I like manga a lot, and I wish it could be like a bit more diverse in that stuff. So
that's why I almost wondered if because of the manga style being so different panel to panel, and the way that it's reverse of what European and American comic books are, that would you have to shuffle anything in terms of images? Because I'll be honest, for me, dumb American, manga always confuses me. I love the stories, but I can't get my brain to move in that different direction. So I was wondering if I didn't know what kind of following maybe. Is it Hwei? I want to say her name right.
Hwei. Yeah.
It is Hwei. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know what kind of following maybe Hwei had. I see that she's made things like Lalage and Hero.
Yeah.
I'm not aware of those comics.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's been doing well.
Oh my God, beautiful artist.
Like, yes, honestly, it's mind blowing. She's so poetic. Everything. I really, only thing about writing for her was freaking me out. Like, I can't do this. I want to, because I respect her writing so much. Her art, like, she's amazing. Like, I admire her a lot. So, yeah, I don't know. Like, my brain, I think, talking about manga and all that we were talking about.
Yes.
I think my brain is a total mess between American comics, European stuff, manga, right? Because I grew up reading basically European stuff, like a lot of things here in Spain.
Sure.
Spanish comics and French.
Yeah, tell me some of the Spanish comics you read. I'd be very curious.
I read a lot of Spanish comics from the 80s, like, in San 84 and stuff. I really like, you may know him for sure, like Jordi Bernet. You know him? Of
course, love him. Yes.
And
oh my God, Torpedo.
Yeah, I love that. And also some humor comics here, like for kids, like Mortadelo, Filemon, and stuff, and Super Lopez, and like parodic superheroes and things here that were very funny. And also at the same time, I was reading a lot of superhero comics. Like, sorry, there's a cat somewhere. Probably it's going to be mewing here. Sorry, because I live with 3 cats in my house, so maybe they talk. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. I like when the pets speak. That's good when the cats.
Makes everything look like home.
Yes, exactly. No, that's good. It's casual. I like.
Yeah. So aside from that, I used to read a lot of superhero comics. I used to. My favorite was New Mutants by Vincent Beats and Claremont. Actually, Claremont was invited to the convention in my city a couple of weeks ago when I got to meet him, and it was amazing. Like,
wow, hey,
yeah, it was like sort of hero for me when I was a kid reading comics, right? X-Men and all that.
sure, well, that's amazing.
I grew up, reading that stuff. And then in the 90s, when I was 14 or so, I got to read Akira, and that totally blew my mind. And it changed. It changed something in my head. Suddenly I wanted to burn everything. It was like, I think I just read that book in the perfect age. Like 14 years old, like growing up, like trying to rebel against things and thinking about and I immediately got into these cyberpunk ideas and dystopian and all that. That was like pretty fashionable in that moment in Japan in the 90s. And that totally dragged me away. And so I think I still live from those influences, from that stuff. And that things actually, this manga I used to watch and read, is what creates like a very special tie with Brandon Graham, because we are close. We grew up, reading. We found out, when we met, that we had a very similar influences and that we were like exactly watching the same stuff at the same age. We are both from the 76, so it was totally. It doesn't matter, where you live here. It doesn't matter if it's Spain or Seattle or Japan or Kuala Lumpur. Everybody has the same stuff. And
I understand. It's fun to learn that when I talk to you people from outside of the United States, and it's great, and that's why I enjoy doing these conversations one-on-one with the international cartoonists that I speak to.
Yeah.
So it's I mean, no, you're right. People are the same, and it's wonderful to like discover we all like the same things.
Yeah, it is really special. This thing I was telling you before, where I met Hwei, this workshop in Japan was called Lingua Comica, and it was like it was a workshop from which several people were invited, like 16 people, and it was organized by a European Asian organization, the culture organization that used to create events like here and there in Europe and in Asia. So that time was held in Japan with the opening of the manga museum in Kyoto, and it was insane because there were like people from Philippines, from Scotland, from Italy, from everywhere, and everybody was like working together in pairs. I was paired with Hwei because of the similarity of the styles. Even if we are different, we are close at the same time, right? It's like
interesting. Yeah. Okay.
So we were paired together, and everybody had to work there. And the Seikan University, like in a residence in the middle of the woods, like a manga, really, like a real manga, for a few days, and then we created an exhibition, and we did some symposiums and put all the work together, and it was pretty
fascinating. From the workshop, you did symposiums as well?
Yeah. Wow. We got to meet like Jiro Taniguchi, people like Kosei Ono, who was the translator of Mouse, for example, by Spigen.
Okay.
Or he's an important person who brought a lot of stuff from American comics to Japan and things like that. So it was pretty fascinating to see how weird are like foreign comics in the Japanese market and all that. Like this energy, or try to see things a bit from the inside. So
that's amazing. No, that's wonderful.
It was pretty great. Yeah.
How many other countries have you been able to go to specifically in a cartoonist's purpose?
Malta, for example. I went there once.
Say it again.
Yeah, Malta. Oh, Malta.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. It was rather
Malta.
fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course.
Interesting.
Yeah, U.S. and England.
Yeah. How many different U.S. cities have you been to?
Like 3 or 4. I went to Washington, and I went to Baltimore. I went to San Francisco, New York, like several. I mean, it's not that I travel. I should be traveling more anyway, because I should be showing myself more there, like to talk with fans and all that. and to sell
I
my
understand.
work.
Sure.
I'm horrible for promotion.
Well, but I would imagine, first of all, it costs a lot of money. And secondly, you've got to still do the work. So, I mean, I know American cartoonists have that problem even with
Yeah.
our conventions within the United States. That's a big time, we say time suck,
Yeah.
that it sucks away all the time.
The problem
So,
is mostly work, yeah, because it's
Sure.
it's pretty exhausting to travel that far, and then you need some kind of week to recover properly to focus again. It's not that you are sick or anything, but it's to recover, to focus again on the table and the work you're doing and everything. It takes a while after you have to travel, I don't know, 20 hours or something.
beyond
I'm going to meet Hwei in Singapore, like in a couple of weeks, because
fantastic.
we were both invited to the convention. So I'll stay there in the area for a while with her traveling.
That's wonderful.
That was great. We are going to do some kind of exclusive presentation of Mirror there, because it's
Wonderful.
It matches with the release date basically for the trade paperback. So we release there to trade, and then it's on day 8 or something, and then day 14 it will be in stores finally.
Wow. Okay. Will Hwei make any sort of print or anything for Mirror?
Yeah, we are going to do several stuff like for that.
Very cool. I hear the cats. Very cute.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Seriously, it really is.
She
It's
should
cute.
be like pretty asleep at this hour, but
No, I'm sorry.
around. I don't know. Maybe it's because she's hearing me like speak this much, which is not very common when I'm I'm working at the office. Or
what's the cat's name?
Ileana, it's because Ileana Rasputin, right?
Oh, very nice. That's fantastic.
It's horrible.
Oh no, I like it. That's great.
Yeah.
Very funny. That's cute.
Yeah, she's a nice character, right?
That's excellent. Pardon me. I'm so sorry. I have a cough. When there are conventions in Spain, how are they different from the American conventions?
Well, basically here there are not many conventions with artists alley, and there's a thing here in Spain is that the artists normally tend to sign for free, like doing sketches or so. Not that you hire a table to sell your own stuff. If you sell stuff, it's basically fanzines, mini comics, or things like small press prints. But there's no such a market of like original or commissions or stuff. But it is changing anyway. But it's not the same. This is like some kind of culture barrier for me, because when I go to conventions outside, I feel super weird, like charging for my sketches and stuff. So I normally charge very little.
No, well, I understand. Well, people are getting a bargain. Yeah, don't undersell yourself.
Yeah, it's not. I don't mind. My originals are pretty pricely. When I sell it,
I would hope so,
with my agent. But for example, on conventions or stuff, it's as if I feel weird if I have to draw something like in a moment and charge for it. It's like weird. Like, okay, I'm going to do it in 10 minutes, so it's a bit weird. But I have a lot of friends artists that are scolding me all the time because of this.
Well, sure.
But anyway,
we want you to. Yeah, I mean, they want you to make money. I understand.
Yeah, it's normal. It's normal. No, I totally understand. But it's I grew up here, so it's weird. Here in Europe, it changed a bit. There's like
sure, definitely.
That's the main difference. For the rest, there are some of them are only for selling big conventions like the Barcelona one or so. And then there are others like the one in my city, A Coruña, is called Viñetas del Atlántico, and it's really neat because the director is an artist called Miguel Ancho Prado. He's pretty famous in Europe.
Okay, Miguel Ancho Prado.
So he organized a convention, like think a lot about the creators invited and all. So they organized it like some kind of holidays for them. And there's a huge exhibition of original art that covers all the city, all the museums and all that. And they have a lot of talks and things like that. It's pretty amazing.
No, that sounds great. I have a friend who goes to Lucca in Italy.
Yeah, I went last year. It was.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it was great.
Very cool. Yeah, I'd like to
Lot of
attend that. Or
it's lots and lots of people. It's crazy because the city is so small and it's so crowded that you just can't walk properly on the street. It's like the city is so small; it's not ready for to admit that many people that goes there. So it's very funny.
wow,
And
no, that's
the village is very beautiful because it has a lot of monuments and churches and things beautiful to see, like the Romanic Italy, the Romanic from Italy and all that. It's very, very incredible. I highly recommend that one.
very cool. Very cool. I wanted to know. You mentioned you have an agent.
For art only.
Yes, and I assumed for art. Yes, so you have no representation for to try to get writing or
No, no. I always because
jobs. Okay.
I'm a maniac and I need to do my own stuff myself.
What'd you say? Did you say you're a minion?
A maniac.
Oh, a maniac.
I'm quite
Maniac.
no, there are a lot of I understand there are a lot of foreign artists that use an agent, to make things easier for communication and all that. But
Yes.
I really like to work with, talking with all the collaborators. So even
Certainly.
when I was working on Marvel, I really needed to share. Oh, sorry. To share.
That's okay.
To share stuff with that was the cat. Because
that's okay.
Anyway, sorry about that.
As long as you're okay, that's all right. Good.
Now, when I was working at Marvel, I one of the things I enjoyed the most was the experience of the teamwork. Because before starting working professionally in comics, I used to do small press and I used to write and draw my own stuff.
Sure.
I'm returning to that mostly, but yeah, I used to do that at the beginning, and then I spent some time as an artist at Marvel, and it was like the first time I started to do this teamwork, and it was amazing, share the experience with everybody and learn from their experience and everything. So I got really along with my editor, Steve Walker.
Yes.
With Jordi Belair, who's working with me,
Great.
with Gail, everybody, right?
What's Jordi? What are you and Jordi work? Is she working on Mirror? I meant to ask who's coloring Mirror because the colors are so amazing.
It's Hwei.
Okay, I kind of figured. Okay, very good.
In Mirror, it's only Hwei and I. It's like
that's great though. Yeah, but that's amazing.
I'm doing the back matter, and I'm trying to learn how to do watercolor. So it's just like some kind of playground to learn how to do them for me, because it's a style I want to do. I want to control. So I'm practicing.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
And I love that your back matter is artistic versus essays. I was curious to see what you guys were going to do from a back matter standpoint.
We want to, it's like we want to drop the information like little by little, trying to make people figure out everything. So the back matter is like, it's pretty thought on world building, like a lot.
Okay.
But because like flashes of stories or backstories or stuff here and there. So, because I think it's a nice experience, maybe not trying to understand everything on the first page or on the first chapter or anything. Just like trying to figure out what this world is and what the creators are showing you. Or
when you were a kid, did you read Watchmen?
Yeah.
And I mean, really, to me, it seems like that's where back matter started.
Yeah.
And that's why. No, you're right. I mean, and I remember because I'm older than you. I remember when it came out, and people were very angry that they're like, "Why are there so many words at the back of this comic? I want a comic."
Yeah.
And then they started reading it and realized that it was, as you say, it was helping with the world building, and it gave us more clues as to what life was like beyond the story, and like you said, beyond the first page.
Yeah, I think I think that one is pretty great.
Sure.
On the contrary, for example, in Previously we do this thing about connecting with the audience in the back matter, which is fantastic at the same time. I love it. We're having Kelly Sue like rating these essays that they are so personal, and so it's like we connect with people this way, and it's amazing. But for Mirrors, it's a bit of an alien book, kind of like I feel like it separates a bit from some other things I was doing. So it's like it's something we are figuring out, like an experiment. So we thought
Yeah,
like,
but that's what's exciting about it, I
yeah.
would think, both as a creator and I think for the readership as well, the audience.
It's rather personal, I guess. It's like a mix between both of us, like, but totally melted, you know?
Sure,
We are
definitely.
like vomiting there everything we love or we like, and we are trying to do it the best in the best way, like putting a lot of effort. So
No, it's the great thing about Image is every book manages to be distinct and unique.
that's
And I think Mirror is a great example of that, where it's a very, uh, I think, challenging in a good way. That
yeah,
it makes the reader think, and again, because of Hui's art style as well, I think it's a very distinct and a gorgeous book that really is separate from what else is on the comic book shelf.
yeah, it's pretty nice. Like I love working there. It's
Just
as if
yeah,
like when I was, developing as an artist before becoming professional and doing my own small press, I always felt in the middle of. This is something I talk with Brandon quite a lot too, like because we both now are co-editing Island the magazine. So we talk a lot about our shared experience, experiences about
mhm.
when we were growing, like as artists or as creators, cartoonists in comics. So it was mostly like I felt like I didn't belong to mainstream or to independent comics. I was like in the middle, in somewhere place that didn't mean to fit anywhere. And then we have now Image, It's as if on Marvel, my style, when I was working on Marvel, my style didn't seem to be like super mainstream. But then when I was doing small press, my style was pretty over realistic. So it was like, I was like receiving feedback that made me feel like a bit weird everywhere.
Okay.
So now, yeah, it was like, what the hell, right? And, and now it's as if like, I love this thing. We talk a lot, Brandon and I, about this thing about making barriers fade, like trying to to just destroy this wall between the war of tagging comics, like this is mainstream, this is independent, this is underground. Um,
And you want to tear down those walls.
yeah, like trying to build like a scene where everybody can do stuff they like.
Sure.
So I think
So is that the purpose?
Image like with this thing about giving freedom to everyone. Uh,
Is that the purpose behind Island? Is that what
yeah,
you're
yeah,
trying to do with
totally.
the?
Yeah, that was the idea. That was the reason we decided to create the magazine. To create a place for creators to to do their thing without ties, like with all the freedom and nobody telling like you don't fit here or we
Sure.
can't publish you because that style is not what we're aiming for. These kind of things that
Sure.
you
No, I
tend to
understand.
hear a lot when you are trying to enter in the business. So
Definitely.
so yeah,
No, I
it's
understand.
a
Yeah.
it's a I don't know. I Right now I'm very happy working. It's like it's a moment of my life that is like really golden, like in comparison with former years here and there.
Sure.
Um, so I don't know. It's as if like if I can make if we can create a place where people can start in an easier way that we did, and we have the chance to build this thing. You have to do it. So that was the point for Island totally.
So are you still and forgive me because I didn't know about Island until I saw it in the in your credits
Ah,
on Mirror,
yeah, yeah.
and they mentioned Pretty Deadly and they mentioned Island.
Hmm.
Is it still going on?
Yeah, yeah. It's an ongoing magazine for me.
So okay, so and obviously then you accept submissions.
No, it's not. It's not that we
Okay,
accept submissions. It's as if like we co-creators speak in
I got you.
between our internet, like
Okay,
because it's
that's
as if
cool.
I'm bringing part of the scene in Spain. They're Brandon also part of the Canadian scene, and then
Sure.
we are both of us are like pretty involved in the internet and new artists and Tumblr and stuff.
Got it.
So we are bringing people that inspire us. The
I understand. Oh, that's great. No, and it
new
is
creators or old creators, professionals, newbies, whatever. It doesn't matter
no, that's
how age
terrific.
or no, nothing. It's just like, bring stuff we love.
That's great. Well, I don't know, do you remember a Marvel magazine called Epic?
Yeah, I do.
That's what it sounds like because,
Yeah.
Epic could be, and also the old Warren and Creepies
Hmm.
and Eerie. The Warren publication, Creepy and Eerie, they would do that with horror.
Yeah.
And
right.
and some stuff was very traditional and some stuff was very lyric and would be, I think, considered independent by today's eyes.
Yeah.
So that's wonderful.
Yeah, it's
that's
great.
great.
I mean, our inspiration was like Metalurland or heavy metal.
Sure, of course. Yes.
And Garo
Yeah, I know heavy metal. Yeah, Metal Hurlant.
Yeah, and the Garo magazine, which is a Japanese soul magazine that was pretty amazing.
Okay.
But the good thing here is like all the creators have their own rights, the copyright, they own everything, they are paid per page, all that. So, and they can, publish paperbacks later or republish things the way they want, because that's the best point of Image, right? That you own the things.
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
And that's very important for me as a creator,
So in Island, you started a story that became a graphic novel of its own. Tell me about that, if you would.
Yeah, like I did. It was pretty exciting for me doing that thing because it was my first work as a full creator, as a cartoonist, like writing and drawing and everything. So for me, it was a bit of some kind of ego play, right? Like it's a bit egomaniac, I understand, like wanted to do something on your own, but I needed to be back to this thing about feeling a total creator on my own, like doing everything.
Okay, sure.
So it was the story is about three people who are trading bodies or considering the trade of their brains into a different body of their own because they have some issues with them.
Okay.
One of the characters is a lady in their 50s that is a writer. The other one is a trans man. I'm sorry, and the other one is an old, very very big guy called Mike. So each one has some issues, and it was a bit about feeling about the difference between being perceived by people and how you perceive yourself. So
sure.
It's like it had a lot to do with my feelings working in a foreign country or being perceived by others in a different language and stuff. So it was pretty personal work. I'm very proud of how it ended up. So yeah.
Very cool. And it's out now?
Yeah, it is out. Yeah, it is in stores now. It was released like a couple of months ago. It was
it's
released
called ID or Identity?
ID
or Identity? ID.
ID, yeah.
Very cool. No, that's amazing. Interesting. Has the trans community
they gave me great feedback. That was the most special thing. It's the trans man is called Noah. So my intention was that the story were choral story with all the characters having the same weight, in the story. But in the end, everybody got pretty attached to this character, which made me, feel that I did something right. And the trans community sent me a few messages, and I got pretty nice reviews. And I was very worried about that stuff because I'm a cis woman. So as a cis woman, it's very easy to make mistakes. But I think it's important for the creators to get out of the comfort zone and trying to figure out, things in the skin of other characters and make questions to yourselves. And after all, we are all humans more than anything. So I think it was a very interesting experience for me to dive into that stuff and to figure out and think myself about, about things like that I'm not used to. So could be nice.
Sure.
It was.
No, I think that's ambitious. Yes.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah. I'm very happy about it.
So does Island come out through Image?
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. I'm gonna have to look. See, I didn't know about Island. I'm gonna have to look that up.
No.
Very cool.
I don't know. Maybe it's weird. I mean, it is because we should do a better work promoting the stuff ourselves. I understand, but it's this thing about working and doing promotion and trying to spread the word and all that. It's so difficult when you have so much
Yeah,
on
it's a
your
lot of
plate.
work.
But
It's a lot for one But hey, I have the same problem with my podcast.
yeah,
Believe me, I sympathize. I understand.
yeah.
So,
So I if you get to read them now, I hope you like it.
no, it'd be my pleasure. Absolutely, I'm gonna have to find
Nice.
it. And also, Brandon is someone else I need to speak with as well. So maybe either in a future conversation with you or Brandon, I'll try and reach some island in the meantime.
Yeah, of course, really perfect.
So you're a big science fiction fan. I have to ask you about the movies that have been coming out this year. Have you seen? Did you see Star Trek? Are you a Star Trek fan?
I do. I am. I like it. But I went yesterday and I missed a bit of character work. But yeah, my favorite moment was like the music in space. To remember, like remember me like this whole show Macros or Robotech. It was great. Yeah.
You know, I feel the same way about the movie. Am I understanding you correctly that you said it was kind of missing something from a characterization standpoint?
Yeah, because people doesn't have lines. I mean, they don't talk between them. There's all action, right? It's like
Yes, yeah, I know, and that
it's not.
I appreciate that from a new audience. But being an old Star Trek fan,
Yeah,
I just kind of
it's
think
not. It doesn't fit, right? It doesn't.
It's just you're right. It's different. And I still had fun, and I enjoyed the movie enough. But it doesn't feel as traditional Star Trek compared to the other TV shows or even the other movies.
I missed a bit of personalization, a bit of small dialogues between people. Because is the main thing, the thing that you care most. Because it's great, the special dialogues between people, like the synergy between the characters, are the most important thing in a Star Trek. So, the first movie of the new relaunch, worked pretty well in terms of introducing the characters and made them interact and all that. But at this point, it feels like a bit like an episode of a show that is like some kind of ongoing. Like a small adventure, but it didn't feel to me like something to remember, It was, it was fun, but it didn't stick.
I agree. Yes. Yeah, it was, you're right. It was like, okay for the moment, but it won't. The only thing I did think that was spectacular, and it had nothing to do with characterization, was that space station.
Yeah, I was amazed.
That was pretty impressive.
Yeah. It was pretty amazing, yeah. I love that. I'm quite of a gamer myself, and it recalled me to a game I like that is called Mass Effect. But of course, it's much more developed and beautiful. But it was great, and these old projects, like the old projects of the space stations in the 70s, these old drawings, like in real life, the things NASA were doing there.
Yes,
I love that.
Yeah,
it was incredible.
Yeah, for me, it felt like paperback covers come to life.
Yeah, right? It was like...
very ambitious, yeah.
No,
yeah, well, that's the thing. It was, as opposed to just being the single image, to kind of see it in motion and in action and people living on it. It was... I mean, really, that is the one thing that stays with me from the movie that I do think was very spectacular.
The swarm of space.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. Well, yeah, no, I agree with that, too. Yeah, very interesting. But like I said, I mean, that's the thing. These were interesting spectacles and visual moments. But again,
Beastie Boys were awesome as well. The moment with Beastie Boys in space,
Oh, yeah.
The music was like, okay. now I saw everything.
No, it was funny, but yeah, you're right. No, I agree. I'm glad to hear that, because sometimes I worry that maybe I'm, being older, and you sometimes feel like, oh, maybe you're out of touch and you're not paying attention to what people like.
No, I think it.
And I got mad too because Chris Pine.
I was making jokes after the movie with my friends, telling them that they needed a soap opera writer.
What kind of
a soap opera? Right.
Yes.
For a movie, or as a consultant or something.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. That's very funny. Yeah, because I don't know. Kirk, the guy who plays Kirk, was saying in the press that today's movie audience isn't patient for the characterization and themes of the Star Trek television shows to put those in a movie. He thinks that an audience wouldn't accept them, and I'm like, you're nuts. And I'm like, that's not true. I'm like, that's what Star Trek is. If you can't, if you're not making Star Trek, if you can't have those ideas.
I'm looking forward for the TV show. Yeah,
Me too.
definitely.
Me too.
Mhm.
So that's funny. Yeah, yeah, very cool. Did you see any of the superhero movies this year?
Yeah, I want to see Civil War.
Excellent. Did you like
Um,
it?
I like my favorite. I think it was Winter Soldier so far,
Me too.
but I kind of like some stuff. Yeah,
I
I
like.
like it. I like
Oh,
the container center because we work with something like
yes.
that in Osborne. So it was like overwhelming, like watching it on the screen. Was like, wow, they did this thing, and it's amazing. You know, it was
Yes.
very amazing.
Oh my God, yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely. Have you seen any? We haven't talked about any of the DC movies. Have you seen Batman,
I
Superman,
No, I
Suicide
didn't.
Squad?
I'm
Okay,
sorry.
not at all. That's it.
I didn't go to Suicide Squad.
You're not obligated. No, absolutely.
I'm sorry.
No,
It's as if like I'll go to see Wonder Woman
sure.
for
Yeah.
sure. But the
No,
other movies is as if like they feel like so serious to me. Somehow
yes.
like everything sounds like too sublime or something like so. I don't know. So it's like I don't I don't know. I like some of the Batman of Nolan's movies, but it's not that I didn't enjoy the first one, the Snyder Superman. So
Yes,
so these last two movies I didn't go to them.
I understand. No,
I'm
I totally.
sorry. Sorry
No, you should
for
be sorry.
people who like them. I mean,
Well, of course, if people like them, that's fine. But no, I don't. That's okay.
the
No,
last movie like blockbuster that I really adored was Mad Max. That was my movie last year.
it was amazing. Oh my God, it was fantastic.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, no, beautiful movie.
Hmm.
Beautiful movie. So very cool. No, this is great. Well, honestly, congratulations with the first arc of Mirror.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. The trade is coming out soon.
Yeah, it's coming out like 14th of September.
That sounds right. Okay, very cool.
And
Excellent.
we are pretty excited about it because it's like 180 pages, so with a lot of back matter and a lot of
Oh, are
new
you
stuff.
keeping the back? Are you keeping the back
Yeah,
matter in the trade?
we are keeping the back matter, and we are including some more illustrations.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's going
that's
to be
great.
very beautiful, I think.
I'm really glad you're doing that. I understand why not every image creator chooses to do that for the back matter, and I do understand that. But I'm glad you're doing that for this one. That's terrific.
Because I don't know, we are trying to, I don't know, we are pretty obsessed with the book, and we want it to be perfect all the time.
Sure.
No.
Well, it's your story, and tell it the way that you need to tell.
The trade paperback, the second trade paperback also includes a lot of back matter this time. So
Very good. Wow.
Mm.
Well, when does the story continue? When does issue 6 come out?
Mirror, you mean? Yeah.
Yes.
Issue 6 and 7, I'm drawing them myself, the main story.
Oh, wow.
As a mini arc. It's some kind of epilogue and prologue for the next one. It solves some loose ties that were like from information, like why the asteroid was alive and all that stuff.
Okay.
It digs on that. And also connects with the new system everybody is going after the last issue.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So we introduce new characters, and we create, like a setup for the next arc. So this is some kind of mini arc with different characters and all, and it's 2 issues. And I'm drawing them myself with watercolors, and Hwei's doing the back matter with chains.
Wow. Okay, that's cool. That's really cool. Very good.
And then this will return in December, I think.
Issue 6 will be in December, or the mini arc will be
issue
before?
6 will be in December.
Okay, very good.
It will be out in
Excellent.
December.
Yeah, that's typical Image. You do 5 issues, you do a trade, you take a month off, and then you come back.
Yeah, exactly. That was the plan. And then, so issue 6 December, issue 7 November, January, and then Hwei returns with the animals and all that, and the arrival of the Synchronia in February with 5 more issues.
Terrific. That's great. Do you have any other projects that are coming up?
Only Pretty Deadly. I'm only working on Pretty Deadly and Mirror and editing.
Okay.
It's so much on my plate already. I mean,
I bet. No, I understand.
I'm about to finish these 2 issues of Mirror, and I'm back to drawing Pretty Deadly in September. Yeah.
Very good. Excellent.
The third arc.
Terrific. Man, that's great. Now, you and Kel are doing great. You and Hwei are doing great. So that's wonderful.
Yeah, the trade is out next week, which is, I'm pretty excited about it. The second trade.
Excellent. Okay, good. Well, then, yeah, I will mention that as well. And as you just have as well, that the second arc of Pretty Deadly is coming out next week. It might be out before, like a day or two before I release this. I'm probably going to release this on Friday.
Yeah.
But
okay.
Very good.
Very cool.
Excellent. No, Emma, hey, great talking to you again. Is there anything else you want to promote before we go? I know you're tired. I don't want to keep you awake.
No, it's fine. I mean, it's just, I already talk about everything, so
okay.
Great. I mean, Pretty Deadly next week. Island is coming out every month. So, it's like an ongoing, but, new
Very
creators. Good. The next issue, the cover is by Michael DeForce, and it's amazing.
Very cool.
And the Mirror will be out first in Singapore on day 8, the convention in the convention there, and then 14 in every store. So,
are you coming back to this United States anytime soon?
This year I haven't set my trips for this year, but I'll be for. This year I'm not going to States, but the next year the convention I'm doing for sure it would be Rose City Comic Con.
Oh, very nice. Next year's Rose City, 2017. Very good.
Maybe I'll go before, but I didn't make plans yet. But for this year, I mean, Singapore will be my last one because it's pretty long and it's already,
the end of the year.
Yeah.
No, I understand. That's great. Well, really great to talk to you again, and we won't wait so long for the next conversation, hopefully.
Nice. Great. Thanks so much for having me. You're awesome.
Oh, always a pleasure. Really. No, honestly.
Thanks for the help and for the support always,
Oh, my pleasure. No, honestly. And really, I really appreciate these conversations, and I learn a lot. So thank you for coming back, and I look forward to talking to you again.
Okay. Thank you.
Lots of fun catching up with Emma Rios on today's Word Balloon. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. It was brought to you by the League of Word Balloon Listeners. Again, thank you, League, for your support. We've got great coverage coming up in the days ahead. In September, I'll be going to Cincy Comic-Con and doing a bunch of panels there, and looking forward to a bunch of new interviews to present to you, the Word Balloon listeners. So thank you, League, for your support. That helps me get there. Again, if you'd like to subscribe to Word Balloon, it's not necessary, but if you want to, go to wordballoon.com and click on the Patreon ad there, or go to patreon.com/wordballoon. All the information is there. Thank you very much for your support. Word Balloon is also brought to you by InStock Trades at InStockTrades.com. There are great deals happening now at InStock Trades, like the Spider-Man by Todd McFarlane Omnibus hardcover, 45% off, just $41.25. You can get the X-Men Extinction Agenda trade paperback. That's 50% off. It's $17.49. Having trouble with my numbers today. Tom King, great trade paperback. Omega Men, The End is Here. The full story is now available, and that's Tom King and Barnaby Basenda, and it's 50% off. It's just $12.49. Books like that are the reason why Tom is currently writing Batman. It's that good. You can also get the Defenders Epic Collection, featuring work from J.M. DeMatteis, and I always do that. J.M. DeMatteis. I know he's listening right now. Dumbass. I know. I'm sorry, J.M. You're a good man, Mark. Don Perlin, the artist. Great story featuring Valkyrie and Damian Hellstrom, the son of Satan, Doctor Strange, all your favorite Defenders. Really great story. It's 50% off, just $19.99. You can also get Teen Titans trade paperback, Volume 3, and that features Scott Lobdell and Ian Churchill. It's 40% off. It's just $9.34. Or reach back for some pre-code Golden Age horror classic stuff. This Magazine is Haunted, the slipcase edition, Volume 2. It's at a great price, 25% off. It's only $52.49. All of that waiting for you at InStockTrades.com. Check out the great values that are waiting for you now at InStockTrades.com. John Suntra saying thanks again for listening to Word Balloon. Thank you again, League of Word Balloon listeners. Once again, I'll be at Cincy Comic-Con coming up right after Labor Day weekend, that weekend of September 11th, the 9th through the 11th. So if you're in the Cincinnati area, I hope you'll stop by. It's a wonderful collection. It's a comic-centric convention, and I hope you'll stop by and say hello. I look forward to doing the panels there and roaming the floor as I do. It's a great time. 3 days of fun at Cincy Comic-Con. One more episode, I think, coming up before Labor Day. I hope you'll stay tuned for it. Ibrahim Mustafa joins us to talk about a great new foreign espionage story that he's got going, and I hope you'll join me for the next Word Balloon coming up in a day or two. So thanks for listening today to Emma, and I hope you'll join us again. If you can't wait, be sure to go to wordballoon.com and check out the archive. So many interviews to listen to, nearly 800 at this point. Pretty amazing. But happy to present those and keep those there for you on the archive at wordballoon.com. Until next time, Word Balloon is a copyright feature of Shaky Productions, copyright 2016.